Are you starting to see Republican members of Congress, Adam, stand up and fight against Trump? And are you hopeful more will do so in the near future?
Lisa Murkowski is one of the shining stars, I think, of Republicans that's willing to tell the truth and willing to vote her conscience. You think of people like Don Bacon or Brian Fitzpatrick, specifically on the issue of Ukraine, for instance. And so I give credit to that. But at the same time, many of these people lived through and sat through January 6th and sat through the investigation and put out statements about how the investigation was somehow partisan or whatever. And so I'll be honest, I don't really see indications that people are willing to step up yet. I think they're so frozen in fear. And I think the thing we have to remember is Donald Trump still feels like a new phenomenon to us, but he's been in the system for about 10 years now. And over those 10 years, they've been able to shake out anybody with any independent thought, anybody with any courage, anybody that's willing to tell the truth. And they've basically formed a party like a cult. So am I hopeful that people wake up? Yeah, I want to remain hopeful, but I guess I haven't seen many indications of that yet, with Lisa Murkowski being a rare exception. I just want to say this too. If you're scared in the job, get a different job. It doesn't pay that well. Like, it pays okay, $174,000 a year, which, by the way, has been the same salary since 2006. So why do the job if you're scared? Why do the job if you think death threats are going to come to you and you're going to vote a different way because of that? I mean, I hear people say they voted against impeachment because of the death threats. Like, I had death threats too, but I also recognize that my job wasn't to be scared of death threats. It was to do the right thing.
Why are they so afraid? Are they just that addicted to power? Do they not know what else to do with their lives? What's wrong with these people?
I think you're onto it. I think it's, look, I was young when I got into politics. I was 31 when I was elected. And most of these people get elected at 50, 60 years old. They spent their entire life probably with the desire to go to the House of Representatives. And then they made it, right? I mean, it's a big achievement to make it. Again, 1 out of 700,000 people serve in that body. And so now all of a sudden, the idea of taking a stand, maybe that feels heroic, but you've looked at everybody that has taken a stand and they all have lost or gotten kicked out. And so you make the decision and you justify it to yourself. And you're like, okay, I'm going to stay because if I leave, somebody worse is going to replace me. The other thing is, I think people fear being kicked out of their tribe and their social circle. And I got to tell you, as a guy that's been kind of kicked out of a tribe, it sucks. It hurts. You lose friends. You lose some family members over it. But if any of them happen to be watching, let me just say this. I went into Congress with this idea that someday, if I had to go out in a blaze of glory standing for truth, I would do it. And I actually got an opportunity to do it. And I got to tell you, I've learned most people very rarely, even in Congress, get an opportunity to kind of stand against the pressure. And those that get the opportunity, even very few are willing to do it. And the only regret I have is I wish I would have done it louder and twice as hard.